Hi everyone, welcome to section 1.4, which is measuring and classifying angles. So, what is an angle? Well, we've been talking about points, lines, line segments, and rays for the first half of chapter 1. So now what we're going to do is we're going to be putting two rays together to create an angle. We have some specific vocabulary that we use when identifying our angles. And the most important thing is the vertex. It's very important that you can understand where the vertex is, and your vertex is the point where the two rays meet. The sides of your angle we're going to call sides. And notice that your sides on this angle are both rays. I have ray AC, which is the top one, and ray AB, which is the bottom one. So here's our formal definition for an angle. An angle consists of two different rays with the same endpoint. And again, you can at any point in time stop this video and pause yourself to wherever it is that you need to pause it to get caught up. So how do we name an angle? Because remember, naming things is very important in this course. So here's an angle. Here's some different options that may occur. Option number 1. If we just have one angle occurring at the vertex, I can just say that I have angle, and here's our symbol for angle. It's not a less than sign. Notice how that's flat on the bottom. A less than sign would look like this. It's flat on the bottom. So an angle A is one of the options. Or sometimes there might be a number inside your angle, and if that's the case, then we could call it angle 2. Those are probably the easiest two ways to name this angle, but sometimes we have more than one angle occurring at a vertex, and whenever that occurs, then we have to bring in the points on our sides. I'm going to add a point B up there on the top ray and a point C down there on the bottom ray. And if that's the case, then I'm going to name this angle, and we always put the vertex in the middle. So I'm going to do B to A to C. So angle B, A, C. Or I could reverse the order and call it angle C, A, B. Notice that my vertex is always in the middle. So make sure you keep it in the middle when you name your angles. Okay, so in this diagram here, we're going to name all three angles that are here for us. So can you see all three angles? Well, let's first do this top one. It would be very nice if I could just say angle X, but if I said angle X, how would you know which angle I'm talking about? Am I talking about that top one? Am I talking about the bottom one? Am I talking about the whole one? We don't know. So I have to be specific with my letters and the way that I arrange them when naming that top angle. So notice X is the vertex. So X needs to be the letter that's in between. What's the top point? W. What's the bottom point? Y. So that angle is angle W, X, Y. Oops. Undo, come back. There we go. Now let's do the bottom one. So this angle down here still has X as the vertex. I'm going to keep X in the middle, but now my top point on that top ray is Y, and then the ray on the bottom goes through point Z, so I would have angle YXZ. Now let's do the whole big one, which is this angle right here. Again, my vertex is X, so I'm going to put that in the middle. My top ray goes through W, my bottom ray goes through Z. So there would be the three different angles in this diagram, and that would be the way that we would name them. So how do we measure an angle? Well, we use a protractor. I'm not right now in this class going to make you physically use a protractor, but you should see what a protractor looks like, and you should be able to kind of see how you would measure with it. So notice on a protractor, it's half a circle, and half a circle is 180 degrees. So you should see that on the top row, my numbers go from 0 to 180 in the clockwise direction. And on the bottom row, they go from 0 to 180 in the counterclockwise direction. Then what we do is when we get our angle, we put the vertex at our angle at the 0 point on the protractor. Sometimes protractors will actually have a hole there that you can line it up with, or sometimes they just have crosshairs that you need to line up at the 0. But then you need to line up one of your rays, which we end up calling the initial ray, with the line that points towards the 0. So in this case, my line is pointing to the 0 on the bottom row. So that means I'm going to read the bottom set of numbers all the way over to where my terminal ray is. Terminal means it can move in any direction. And where is it crossing on the protractor? Can everybody see that it crosses at 140? So my angle here would be 140 degrees. So what would be the measure of this angle? Well, again, my initial ray is pointing to the 0 on the bottom, so I'm going to go counterclockwise to the bottom row. And it looks like we're crossing in between 130 and 120. It looks like it's about exactly, so I'm going to say that my answer is 125 degrees. Take notice that I'm putting that little degree sign up there to show that I'm measuring in degrees. You need to make sure you put your units. All right, how about this angle? This angle is crossing at, looks like 100 degrees. So the measure of that angle is 100 degrees. So given a protractor, you should be able to identify the degree. Now let's get to classifying angles. These should not be new definitions to you, but let's quickly go over them to get them from the back of our brains. If I have an acute angle, that means I'm going to have some type of angle that measures between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. So here's an example of an acute angle. Just make a cute little acute angle. There we go. That one looks like it's less than 90 degrees and more than 0. A right angle is going to be an angle that measures exactly 90 degrees. Now I want to take a pause and moment here. When I make my right angle over here in my example, do you guys remember what you need to put inside of that angle to show that it's a right angle? Hopefully you all said it's a square. So in geometry, we are not allowed to assume that something is a right angle if it just appears to look like a right angle. For you to be able to assume that you have a right angle, you need to have that square inside. So this needs to be there to assume 90 degrees. Okay, so make sure we put that box there. All right, obtuse. An obtuse angle is any angle that measures between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. So maybe we have something that looks like that. And then our last type of classification that we have is a straight angle. And a straight angle is an angle that is exactly 180 degrees, or just a straight line. So now can we put that all together? Can we do measuring with a protractor and can we do classifying? Are you ready? So here, let's use the diagram to find the measure of the indicated angle, then classify the angle. So I'm going to say, let's find the measure of, okay, so here's some new shorthand notation. This means we're finding the measure of angle blah, 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 blah. We'll see what the blah, 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 blah is. Okay, so I want you to find the measure of angle GHK. What do you think it is? Hopefully you said your answer was 125 degrees. Let's look at that. So angle GHK is this angle right here. Notice my initial ray is pointing to the left. So where do I have 0 on the left-hand side? On the top set of numbers. So I'm going to follow the top set of numbers and see where it crosses. And we're crossing exactly between 120 and 130. So that's 125 degrees. How would we classify that? Is that acute, right, obtuse, or straight? Hopefully you said that it is obtuse. Good, let's do another one. I want you this time to find the measure of angle KHJ. So KHJ. Did you say 55? Hopefully you did. 55 degrees. Notice it's in between 50 and 60. How would we classify that? Is that acute, right, obtuse, or straight? Hopefully you said that it was acute. All right, let's do two more. Can you find the measure of angle GHJ? Did you say that's 180 degrees? G through H to J is just that straight line. How would we classify it? Straight. Last one. The measure, and I just realized I'm probably close to my face right now, so I probably should go over here. Let's erase that since you probably already have it. Let's do the measure. This is going to be a bit trickier. The measure angle L, oops, I don't have my angle in there, angle LHK. Did you say that it was 35 degrees? Let's check it. Look here. There's the angle. From 90 to 100 is 10. Another 10 is 20. Another 10 is 30 plus 5. So 35 degrees. How do we label it or classify it? Acute. Perfect. Okay, we are going to pause this and call this part 1 of our section 1.4 notes. Please move on to your next assignment.